Hello, my name is Kristen, and welcome to DoingScience.org and our lesson called Plants and Animals on the Outside. This lesson connects to the core life science concept 1, structure and processes. The big idea in this lesson is that plants and animals have different parts, and these parts are used for different purposes. In the first part of the lesson, students will compare two young plants, a bean plant and a sunflower plant. In the second part of the lesson, we will compare two animals, a mouse and a chipmunk. Everything you need to do in this lesson, the documents and instructions, are provided to the right of this video. You will not need these live plants to do the lesson. Both bean and sunflower plants are easy to grow from seeds. For part 1 of this lesson, students will need the plant measurement page. You can show the upcoming portion of the video for a general introduction about plants, or you can explain this yourself. Either way is fine. Remember, you can pause the video at any point to pace the lesson for your students. Depending on their age, have them write down a word or phrase that describes what each plant part does on the back of the plant measurement page. Now let's engage students and take a look at the different parts of our plants. The first plant we will examine is a sunflower plant. This sunflower plant is about 14 days old. We have scanned a plant just like this, and it is displayed on the plant measurement page. Let's take a look at this plant. We'll start at the bottom. Here are the roots. The main purpose of the roots is to take in water and nutrients to help the plant grow. Next, we'll look at the stem. The stem brings the water and nutrients up the plant to the leaves, and it also helps the plant stand up. Finally, we have the leaves. The leaves collect the light from the sun that plants also need to grow. In fact, leaves make food for the plant. When this plant gets older, it will also have flowers on it. The main purpose of the flowers is to make seeds so that this plant can make new plants. Here is the bean plant that we have scanned in on the measurement page. It has the same main parts as the sunflower plant. The roots to take in water and nutrients from the soil to help them grow. The stem carries the water and nutrients to the leaves of the plant. The leaves use light from the sun, water and nutrients from the soil to make food and energy for the plant to grow. Remember, both the sunflower and the bean plant will produce flowers. The flower's purpose is to produce seeds to help grow new plants. Once your students are familiar with the parts of the young plant and what their purpose is, it is time to explore the plants by measuring the different parts. All of our measurements will be in centimeters or millimeters. Depending on your students, you can measure in whole centimeters or more detailed measurements. If you need individual rulers for your class, just print out the rulers page on the list to the right of this video, and you'll have a page of 21 rulers that can be cut out. Have students measure each part of the plant as suggested on the measurement page in number 2. Then, have students complete number 1 and number 3. Also, if you would like your student to see a bar graph which displays the growth of the bean plant like this, we have provided it to the right of this video for your convenience. Introducing the idea that mathematics is the foundation of science is an important idea, and showing your students how scientists would describe the growth of the plant over time is a nice idea to use in this lesson. For part 2, students will use the animals page. We have pictures of a mouse and a chipmunk that are almost the exact size of the real animals. If you don't have a color printer, you can still do the lab easily by either printing these out in grayscale, or if you don't have a printer showing the video and images on a screen, can allow students to learn these concepts. Here we have a picture of a mouse and a chipmunk. Our goal here is for students to learn the main parts and what these parts are used for. Another goal is to understand that measurement is an important skill to have in science. Measurement is one of the key ways that scientists can compare different living things. Let's start with our chipmunk. All chipmunks have 4 feet. The feet are used for moving from place to place and grasping objects. The chipmunk in this picture is holding some food with his front feet and eating it with her mouth. The chipmunk has a long tail. The tail is used for balance and climbing. The ears are used for hearing, and the eyes for seeing the world around her. Now let's look at the mouse. The mouse has the same outside parts that the chipmunk has, and they serve the same purpose, but they are not the same size. Here is the tail for balance. Here are the ears and the eyes, and here are the feet for moving around. Now students will explore and measure the following parts of the mouse and the chipmunk: the tail, the back feet, and the ears. The teacher can decide to measure in either millimeters or centimeters. Remember, if you need rulers, our rulers page is to the right of this video. The last measurement is an estimate of the body length of each animal. Research informs us that students need to become more comfortable with estimating a measurement when exact measurements are not possible. The body length of both the mouse and the chipmunks are nice examples for young students to start estimating with. Finally, we would like our young students to conclude and reflect on their lesson. Ask them to talk about or write down 3 ways that the mouse and the chipmunk are similar. Then, ask them to talk about or write down 3 ways that they are different. We have found that with younger students, you may want to do this as a group. Another suggestion would be for the class to compare these 2 small animals to another small animal about the same size, perhaps a frog or a bird. Comparing and contrasting are powerful tools for learning science for children. If you have time, do the same conclusion and reflection for the plants that we have used in Part 1. Thanks for watching our lesson called Plants and Animals on the Outside, and explore doingscience.org for more math-rich, standards-based science for your elementary student.